If you've been manifesting for a while and suddenly everything in your life feels more intense, chaotic, or overwhelming than ever before, I need you to hear this. You're not going backwards. You're about to break through. What I'm about to share with you goes against everything you've been taught about manifestation, but it might be the most important message you'll hear this year. The universe doesn't send you your desires wrapped in pretty packages with a bow on top. Instead, it often disguises your biggest breakthroughs as your worst nightmares. Here's the controversial truth that most spiritual teachers won't tell you. The closer you get to your desire, the more intense everything becomes. Your emotions go haywire, old patterns resurface with a vengeance, and your entire life might feel like it's falling apart. But these aren't signs that you're failing, they're quantum manifestation signs that you're about to succeed. The universe signals desire fulfillment through what looks like chaos but is actually cosmic reorganization happening at light speed. This isn't another feel-good manifestation video where I tell you to just think positive thoughts and wait for miracles. This is about understanding the quantum mechanics of consciousness and recognizing the specific signs that prove you're in the final stretch of your manifestation journey. If you've been questioning whether you're on the right path, doubting your ability to create what you want, or feeling like giving up because everything seems harder than before, this message is your cosmic wake-up call. The identity shifting manifestation process you're going through isn't comfortable, but it's necessary. In the next few minutes, you're going to discover exactly what these intense experiences mean, why they're happening now, and how to navigate them so you can finally claim the reality you've been building all along. Your breakthrough isn't coming. It's already here. You just need to know how to recognize it. There's something almost cruel about how the universe operates when someone's desire is about to manifest. Everything suddenly feels more intense, more chaotic, more overwhelming than it ever did before. They might notice that their emotions are all over the place, swinging from excitement to doubt to pure terror within the span of a single afternoon. What they don't realize is that this emotional intensity isn't a sign that something's going wrong. It's actually one of the most reliable quantum manifestation signs that their breakthrough is imminent. It's like being in the eye of a hurricane. The closer they get to the center, the more violent the winds become, but once they reach the core, there's perfect stillness. The intensity they're feeling is their old reality fighting to maintain its grip while their new reality is already beginning to bleed through. Most people interpret this emotional turbulence as evidence that they're moving further away from their desires, when in reality, it's confirmation that they're closer than they've ever been. Think about how a woman feels right before giving birth. The contractions become more intense, more frequent, more overwhelming right before the miracle of new life emerges. The same principle applies to manifesting anything meaningful. The universe signals desire fulfillment through a period of increased pressure and intensity. Their nervous system is literally rewiring itself to accommodate their expanded reality, and rewiring always creates temporary static in the system. What feels like chaos is actually cosmic reorganization happening at light speed. The key insight that changes everything is understanding that this intensity isn't random. It's purposeful, intelligent, and designed to prepare them for receiving what they've been asking for. Their consciousness is expanding to match the vibration of their fulfilled desire, and expansion always involves growing pains. Like a snake shedding its skin, the process can feel uncomfortable, even painful, but it's absolutely necessary for their transformation. When someone starts recognizing these emotional waves as quantum manifestation signs rather than obstacles, they can relax into the process instead of fighting against it. This shift in perspective alone can accelerate their manifestation because they're no longer creating resistance through fear or doubt. What most people don't understand about manifestation is that it follows the exact same principles as quantum physics. When they focus consistently on a desire, they're literally collapsing infinite probability waves into a single physical outcome. The more focused their attention becomes, the more energy builds up around that specific possibility until it reaches a critical mass that forces it into material form. This is why their identity-shifting manifestation often feels like they're being pulled forward by an invisible force. Their future self is exerting gravitational pull on their present reality. The quantum field doesn't respond to wishful thinking. It responds to sustained energetic focus, and when that focus reaches a certain threshold, reality has no choice but to reorganize itself around their dominant vibration. The surge they're experiencing isn't accidental. It's the natural result of months or even years of consistent vibrational alignment, finally reaching the tipping point where the wave function collapses. Think of it like filling a balloon with air. For a long time, nothing seems to be happening. Then suddenly the balloon expands rapidly until it reaches its full size. The quantum manifestation signs they're noticing now were always building in the background. They're just becoming visible because the energy has reached a level where it can no longer remain purely potential. Every time they chose hope over fear, every time they acted from their future self instead of their current circumstances, every time they maintained faith despite external evidence, they were contributing to this energetic buildup. This is why the final stretch can feel so overwhelming. They're literally living in two realities simultaneously as the old one dissolves and the new one solidifies. The quantum field is sorting through billions of possibilities at light speed, aligning circumstances, people, and opportunities to create the perfect conditions for their desire to manifest. When the universe signals desire fulfillment through this energy surge, it's like getting a cosmic confirmation that their internal work has reached critical mass. The key is to trust the process and continue holding their vision steady, even when the intensity makes them want to retreat back into the familiar safety of their old reality. The most fascinating aspect of identity-shifting manifestation is discovering that someone's future self, the version of them who already has what they desire, starts influencing their present reality long before the physical manifestation appears. They begin making different choices without consciously deciding, finding themselves drawn to different people, places, and opportunities that align with their elevated identity. It's as if their future self is reaching back through time, guiding their current self toward the experiences and decisions that will collapse the gap between who they are and who they're becoming. This isn't metaphysical fantasy. It's how consciousness works when it's aligned with a clear intention and backed by unwavering faith. When someone notices they're naturally thinking thoughts that their old self wouldn't think, feeling emotions that their old self couldn't access, or taking actions that their old self would have been too afraid to take, they're experiencing one of the most reliable quantum manifestation signs available. Their future identity is literally downloading itself into their present consciousness through their nervous system, updating their beliefs, preferences, and behavioral patterns to match their desired reality. It's like their phone receiving a software update. Gradually, features that were never available before start appearing in their daily experience. This process can feel surreal because they're essentially becoming someone new while still looking like their old self. The universe signals desire fulfillment through this identity pull because consciousness always seeks alignment between internal state and external experience. When their future self becomes more real to them than their current circumstances, reality has no choice but to reorganize itself around their new identity. They might find themselves speaking with more confidence, making investments they would have considered too risky before, or ending relationships that no longer match their evolved frequency. These aren't random changes. They're evidence that their consciousness is being upgraded to match their manifestation, and the more they allow this process, instead of resisting it, the faster their external reality will catch up to their internal transformation. Just when someone thinks they're finally ready to receive their desire, the universe seems to throw everything at them. Unexpected obstacles, financial pressures, relationship drama, health challenges, or sudden waves of doubt that feel more intense than anything they've experienced before. This isn't cosmic cruelty. It's the final examination to ensure they're genuinely ready to handle their expanded reality without self-destructing. The quantum manifestation signs often include these apparent setbacks because the universe needs to verify that their new identity is stable enough to maintain what they're about to receive. Think of it as stress testing a bridge. Before allowing heavy traffic, the structure needs to prove it can handle the increased load. These challenges serve a deeper purpose than most people realize. They're opportunities to demonstrate that their transformation is real, not just surface-level positive thinking. When someone can maintain their faith and take aligned action despite external chaos, they're proving to themselves and the quantum field that they've genuinely shifted into a new identity. The universe signals desire fulfillment through these tests because passing them creates unshakable confidence in their ability to create and maintain their desired reality. Each challenge they navigate successfully becomes evidence that they're no longer the person who couldn't have what they wanted. They're becoming the person who naturally attracts and sustains abundance, love, success, or whatever they've been. Manifesting. The crucial realization is that these challenges aren't designed to defeat them. They're designed to reveal the strength, wisdom, and resilience they've developed through their identity-shifting manifestation process. Like a video game where you have to defeat the final boss before reaching the next level, these obstacles are actually confirmation that they're at the very threshold of their breakthrough. The key is to respond to these challenges from their future self rather than their old self, with creativity instead of panic, trust instead of fear, and inspired action instead of reactive behavior. When they can navigate this final test with grace and maintain their vision despite temporary turbulence, they graduate into their new reality permanently. Learning to recognize the subtle quantum manifestation signs requires developing sensitivity to energy that most people ignore or dismiss as coincidence. Someone who's close to their breakthrough will start noticing repeating numbers like 1111 or 333, encountering their desire in conversations, media, or unexpected places, and experiencing synchronicities that feel almost too perfect to be random. These aren't meaningless coincidences. They're the universe's way of confirming that they're vibrationally aligned with their desire and that the manifestation is organizing itself behind the scenes. It's like tuning into a radio frequency. Once they lock onto the right signal, they start receiving clear transmissions from their desired reality. The most reliable way to tune into this vibrational pulse is through daily meditation focused, not on emptying the mind, but on feeling into the frequency of already having what they want. They can spend 10-15 minutes each morning breathing into the sensation of gratitude for their fulfilled desire, imagining how it feels in their body to live that reality. This practice trains their nervous system to recognize the specific vibration of their manifestation, making it easier to notice when external reality starts matching that frequency. When the universe signals desire fulfillment, it often comes through their body first. A sense of knowing, a feeling of rightness, or sudden clarity about what action to take next. Another powerful technique is what I call the future self check-in. Regularly throughout the day, they can pause and ask their future self, the version who already has what they want, for guidance on decisions, big or small. They might ask, how would the version of me who already has this respond to this situation? Or, what would someone living my desired reality choose here? The more they practice this, the more natural it becomes to receive intuitive hits, sudden insights, or mysterious urges to go somewhere or call someone that leads to unexpected opportunities. These identity-shifting manifestation moments are often subtle, but they're the breadcrumbs leading directly to their breakthrough. The key is learning to trust and act on these inner promptings, even when they don't make logical sense to their old identity. The most powerful practice for accelerating manifestation is learning to embody the frequency of already having achieved. The desire, not just intellectually but cellularly, emotionally, and energetically. When someone can genuinely feel grateful for something that hasn't physically appeared yet, speak about their future as if it's already unfolding, and make decisions from the identity of their fulfilled self, they're no longer trying to get something. They're expressing something they already are. This shift from seeking to being is perhaps the most crucial quantum manifestation signs that their breakthrough is imminent. The universe responds to what someone is, not what they want, and when they become the person who naturally has what they desire, receiving it becomes inevitable. This embodiment practice works best when they start with small, believable steps rather than trying to fake feeling abundant when their bank account is empty. They might begin by walking with the posture of someone who knows their worth, speaking with the confidence of someone whose opinions matter, or making financial decisions from wisdom rather than fear. Each time they choose to act from their elevated identity instead of their current circumstances, they're sending a clear signal to the universe signals desire fulfillment that they're ready for the next level. Like actors who become so immersed in their character that the character starts living through them. This consistent embodiment eventually overwrites their old identity programming completely. The breakthrough moment often happens when this embodiment becomes so natural that they forget they're practicing being their future self. They simply are their future self, and their old limitations feel foreign and uncomfortable. This is when identity-shifting manifestation transitions from something they're doing to something they've become. They're no longer waiting for their circumstances to change so they can feel different. They're generating the feeling first and allowing their circumstances to reorganize around their new frequency. When someone reaches this level of authentic embodiment, the gap between desire and manifestation collapses because there's no longer any vibrational distance between who they're being and what they want to experience. One of the most challenging aspects of recognizing quantum manifestation signs is learning to reframe apparent chaos as cosmic orchestration. When someone's old life starts unraveling, relationships end, jobs become unbearable, living situations become uncomfortable, or their entire routine gets disrupted, their first instinct is usually to panic and try to fix everything back to how it was. But what they're actually witnessing is their old timeline dissolving to make space for their new reality to emerge. The universe can't bring them something new while they're still energetically attached to something old, so it creates circumstances that naturally encourage them to let go of what's no longer aligned with their elevated identity. This dissolution process can feel terrifying because it challenges their sense of security and control, but it's actually one of the most compassionate ways the universe signals desire fulfillment. Rather than forcing them to make difficult decisions about what to release, circumstances align in ways that make those choices obvious and natural. A relationship that was holding them back becomes so toxic they have no choice but to leave. A job that was beneath their potential becomes so miserable they're motivated to find something better. A living situation that was keeping them small becomes so uncomfortable they're inspired to upgrade. These aren't punishments, they're invitations to step into the expanded version of themselves that's been waiting in the wings. The key to navigating this phase gracefully is trusting that everything happening is serving their highest good, even when they can't see the bigger picture yet. Then, instead of trying to control or fix the dissolution, they can practice surrendering to the flow and asking, how is this serving my manifestation? Often, what looks like failure is actually the universe clearing the path for something much better than what they originally envisioned. This identity-shifting manifestation phase requires tremendous faith, but those who can maintain their trust through the apparent falling apart are always amazed by how perfectly everything falls into place on the other side. The chaos isn't random. It's intelligent, purposeful, and designed to deliver them to their desired reality through the most efficient path possible. When all the quantum manifestation signs align, the intensity, the energy surges, the identity pull, the tests, the synchronicities, the embodiment, and even the apparent falling apart, there comes a moment when someone realizes the universe has done its part and is now waiting for them to do theirs. This isn't about taking desperate action or trying to force outcomes. It's about stepping fully into the identity of someone who already has what they want and living from that truth with unwavering consistency. The universe signals desire fulfillment have been received, processed, and confirmed. Now the question becomes whether they're willing to claim their manifestation by becoming the person who naturally has it. This final step requires releasing any remaining attachment to how their desire should manifest, and trusting that their consistent alignment will organize the details in ways they couldn't have planned or predicted. They might need to turn down opportunities that look good but feel wrong, say yes to invitations that seem random but spark excitement, or make investments in themselves that seem risky but feel deeply aligned. The identity-shifting manifestation process has prepared them for this moment by developing their intuition, strengthening their trust in themselves, and upgrading their capacity to receive. Now they must be willing to act on that inner guidance, even when it doesn't make sense to their logical mind. The most powerful realization is that they've never been waiting for the universe to deliver their desire. They've been waiting for themselves to become ready to receive it. Every challenge they've navigated, every fear they've faced, every limit they've transcended, has been preparing them for this moment when they can finally claim their manifestation without self-sabotage, imposter syndrome, or unconscious resistance. The universe has been whispering, then speaking, then shouting their quantum manifestation signs. Now it's time for them to answer by living as the person they've been becoming all along. Their response to this cosmic invitation determines not just whether they receive their current desire, but whether they establish themselves as someone who consistently creates the reality they want through conscious alignment with their highest truth. So here's what I need you to understand. Every sign you've been worried about, every intense emotion you've been experiencing, every moment when you felt like giving up, those weren't obstacles. Those were quantum manifestation signs that you're closer to your desire than you've ever been. The universe signals desire fulfillment, not through gentle whispers, but through cosmic storms that clear the path for your breakthrough. Are you ready to stop interpreting these signs as problems and start recognizing them as proof of your impending success? Are you willing to trust that the intensity you're feeling is actually your old reality dissolving to make space for your new one? Because here's what I know. The moment you shift your perspective on these experiences, you accelerate your manifestation exponentially. I want to know, which of these quantum manifestation signs have you been experiencing lately? Have you been feeling the intensity, the energy surges, the pull toward your future self? Share your experience in the comments, because your breakthrough story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to recognize their own signs. Your journey matters, and your manifestation is closer than you think. And if you're ready to master the final phase of identity-shifting manifestation and learn how to claim your desire when the universe starts sending these intense signals, make sure you watch the video appearing on your screen right now. I'm going to reveal the 3 biggest mistakes people make when they receive these cosmic signs. Mistakes that can actually delay their breakthrough for months or even years if they're not aware of them. Remember, the universe signals desire fulfillment through intensity, not ease. Your job isn't to make it comfortable. Your job is to trust the process and step into the identity of someone who already has what they want. Subscribe to this channel, hit that notification bell, and join me every week as we explore the advanced mechanics of conscious creation. Your breakthrough is happening. Now it's time to claim it.